It's Tacticum Tuesday. Today we're going to take a look at Scenario 2, Preserve the Eagle. We're set up right now in the standard Scenario 1, Force on Force. And I just wanted to show you how easy it is to go from that setup to this one. And of course I'm using the red and blue armies today. Alright, so on the blue side we're going to take these corners away and the lead unit. For the red side, you lose both of these squares. And then we're going to reconfigure here, bring these guys out, slide these two up, and this is how you're starting. The objective in Scenario 2 is for the blue side to capture enough pieces that I can't get my objective, and the red's objective is to get my command piece to one of the opposing corners of the board. Of course you're going, well, blue's got that covered, what can I do? Well, that's where you might want to put a couple of squares right here, some red ones, as a reminder that this square on each side counts as if a red unit were in place there. So that would mean that a move here would be like there's a red unit here, and that would be a capture. So you can't just block it off. So red's objective, get the king off the command piece off the board. Of course I said king. You may recognize that this has a feel like the Viking game, where there's 4 different corners and the king's in the middle working to get out, but there are no formations to use, and you don't have the multi-capture that you have here in Tacticum. And maybe the most unnerving moment of the whole game, at least for red, is that red goes first. So this is also kind of designed that if you have a more experienced player, they have the smaller team, and the less experienced player can have the bigger team and try and defend against the corners as their primary goal. So which way do I want to move first? Am I going to feint? Am I going to just go ahead and maybe form a quick square to have something to move and then get involved? But you can see we're already just 3 across. So columns could come into play pretty quickly. So for red, I think we're going to start, let's just start with a little bit of, little feint on one side and see what blue wants to do here now. Blue might be feeling a little nervous about that column and is going to come up and over with the square. So that was a square, gets, of course, 1 or 2 moves. The command piece might be able to do some damage back in there. So you can see I'm aiming for maybe a slide up and a capture there. That, of course, right there would foil my plans. So Blues knows what I'm up to. All right. Let's block that square from moving as a whole unit. Oh, I fell for it. Command piece is back here. I got thinking of this as just a square, but there's also a column here if he wants to, and he does, because he wants to possibly divide forces and eliminate. So he's moving this column forward 1. That's a capture. I think I want to keep getting him nervous over on this side. So we'll play on what's going on there. Blue maybe wants to fill some gaps. Now, might have moved a square, but then it would have fallen for my column here. So just moving 1 over. How wild do I want to get? Column would still make it up here, and that would be captured. Nope, just this one. So maybe we'll do this first. And blue's going to play bold here for a minute. They're going to go all the way over here, and they're going to hope they can get some kind of a capture there. or immobilize the command piece. We'll assume like they didn't see my column here, but I'm going to go ahead with this column move. 1, 2, 3. Now, I took that piece and that's all I've got. Uh-oh. Bad move. Command piece will come over here. Take that one away. I need to respond with something here. Command piece can't be captured, but if he comes up here, that's a capture there. So I gotta... Uh-oh. And if I do that, blue can come from either side to get him. I better threaten. I'm going to threaten this piece. All right, blue is going to save themselves by moving away. Right, that's like a red piece there. Oh, instead of moving away, blue's gonna fill the gap. And I have to move away and come back to make any kind of capture there. Ah, but now red can move here. That's a capture. And blue has to put somebody in front or I'm moving in the next turn. So the command piece is the only one available to come over here. And now he can't be captured and I can't be captured. So that's an interesting position to be in. But it's my turn. Red's going to get captured over here. Let's get him out of peril. And maybe blue will forget that I can come back and take both of those pieces. Anyway, there you see. It gets really tricky. Now, I like that if it gets overcommitted on one side, sometimes you can sneak your commander back to the other side and make some good moves. So you got to watch for that. But it gets really tricky when you're really vying for that one side and then maybe lose pieces down here. All right, that's scenario 2, preserve the eagle. So what are your thoughts? Have you played this one before? Have you played both sides? Which side do you prefer playing? Look forward to seeing your comments below. And don't forget we have a Facebook group, Tacticum Invictus. So that's pretty easy to find. There's also a Gamealogical Institute page. Would love to have you support us on that page too to find out not just about Tacticum, but other games that we'll be developing and other endeavors that we're doing. And I think we have enough time for a candidate on the training ground quick interview. All right, here's candidate Andrew. And we're going to check with you about Tacticum Invictus. What's your favorite scenario so far?
Ooh, I really like Adrian's Wall. It's a lot of fun defending against all the barbarians coming in. I really like that one.
Adrian's Wall, okay, secure the frontier, as we like to call it around
yes,
here.
in beta. Yes, yes.
Okay, cool. What's something you find pretty tricky about Tacticum Invictus?
The longer the game goes on, I try and do a strategy. My pieces start to get really scattered and broken up, and it takes a long time to get them all back together so I can move a force across the map. So I have to be careful not to spread myself too thin.
All right, getting the troops all over, and then you've lost abilities for formations.
Yeah.
Excellent.